This is KISS, ABC.com, Keep It Simple Survival, Always Be Creating Destiny. And I'm out here in the great state of Arizona, and I'm videotaping this for the knowledge and for the concept to be absolutely clear of what it is that you would be purchasing. And what I got here is a little travel bucket, or a children's bucket, if you will. And you know, everything that's inside here is prepared for, you know, in the event something happens while you're not at home or while you're going down the road. And what I would like you to understand is, if you needed insulin in there and you put it in your house or your freezer or your refrigerator, then you're going to have to train your children or you yourself to know that that's where you're going to get it, and you're going to pull it out of there prior to the engagement of, you know, a tornado coming in or a hurricane coming in. We are expected some hurricanes this year, and we are expected some earthquakes this year. But if you needed insulin and you wanted to make sure it's in here, well, when we send you the bucket, you could put it in here and then put it inside the actual refrigerator or the freezer, so that way you know it's in there and it's done and ready for you to go. There's a lot of people that are diabetic, and there's a lot of people that have special needs when it comes down to what they need to survive on a daily basis, whether it be vitamins, pills, or medicine, if you will. We're not allowed to put any medicine in there, and the main purpose is because everybody's different and everybody orders different. And so, you know, you thinking ahead is to where you can turn around and order the bucket, and when I call you back to find out what it is exactly you want in there and how many you want and all that great stuff, or email you, you know, what correspondence you would like. The content inside is based upon emergency, in the form that everything fell down, all the roads, all the bridges, and you can't make it to the hospital, and there's you know, 333 million people in this country, and whether you have an earthquake or a tidal wave, or you know, God forbid any hurricanes come in this year in Florida, or a big 9.5 earthquake happens, or Mount Rainier blows, you're prepared. You're prepared to handle that situation on an emergency level, which is your reaction, which is what is most important for you to understand, that you know, you can react to the world on saying that our government didn't come and save you or didn't prepare us enough. It's not what our government can do for you, it's what you can do for us, for all human life. And if you ask me, I didn't do this because I wanted the government to turn around and prepare my life for a catastrophe in some way. I know that they have FEMA out there, and I know that the military stands guard, and the armed forces and all that great stuff, but you got to think for yourself and stand alone sometimes inside being the man of your house or the woman inside your house, or just being the one in charge. And part of that means is you're thinking ahead. In the event something does happen, you're prepared. That means you're going to train your children or your kids that in the event that you do have an earthquake, you're going to grab that 5-gallon bucket and the smaller bucket, or you're going to make sure one's in your trunk if you're going on a road trip, or if you're going on a trip that's longer than expected. You know, you never know what can happen when it comes down to where you're going to be. I remember going through California years ago, and I blew a tire out in the middle of that long stretch between Bakersfield and San Francisco, or San Antonio, or not San Antonio, but Sacramento. And we were on the side of the road, and I was with my kids. I only had what I was in the vehicle. Believe it or not, we had to go get a new tire because we took the old one out. You know, which in the event that happened, you know, I wasn't prepared to sit on the side in 100-degree weather with both my kids. And so this prevents you from having to worry about that, or having to take that notion out of your head and say that you know, you go down the road, or you go to see your grandma or grandpa, or you go to see some friends down the road, you want to drive, you know, and you're on the side of the road, or in the middle of the desert in Nevada, or you know, in Utah, or even here in the great state of Arizona. You have to prepare yourself just in case, or just in the event that it happens, because your life is worth saving. Every life is worth saving, if you ask me. But when it comes down to the preparedness of it, you know, it's like thinking just that far ahead. You get in your car, you know that it's got 4 wheels. You wouldn't drive down the road with 3 of them, would you? I think I've tried that once or twice and it didn't work so well. go down the road with no steering wheel. I think I've tried that too, and it didn't work so well. With no brakes, I think I've tried that too. Up in Okanagan, I believe I did when I was a kid, and it didn't work so well either. But having fun with your life sometimes is to where you have the notion or the preconceived notion in your head that says that I did prepare for this. You go to travel, you make sure that you got your toiletries, you make sure you got your clothes and everything else that you need to travel with. Well, this is the form of that. This is the form of saying that if you're traveling or if you're just at work, you already trained your kids to turn around and know what to do with the bucket in the event that you do have an earthquake or if Mount Rainier did blow. Grab the bucket and get out of the house, or get to a safe spot in the house, and that's where you would go. I remember as kids when we were growing up, the part where they said to get under the desk if something happens and you're going to be okay. Well, no one ever told us that there was water for us or food if everything else was gone or everything else got sucked under the ground and the earth ate it. And so those things matter. Those things matter for each one of us, and we'll prepare that as we grow and go together as a group inside the U.S. population and the rest of the world. 7.5 billion people right now in this world, or if not plus, more than that we don't know about or we do. That means that everybody's included into this human race, and what I'm saying to you is that we all have a responsibility to save a life, to save life in general, whether it be your children, your family, and any other people that are involved. It's like that movie Pay It Forward. It's to where you think that far ahead and you understand that taking away that notion inside your head is something that gives you the certainty of survival, of being and causing something for the greater good inside your life. And so doing that for you and for your family is a blessing, and if you ask me anyway. And it's something that you ought to think about, because you get off that couch and you turn around or turn that clicker off, click the TV off and take the VCR tape out, and you sit there or get that iPad out of your kids' hand, and you realize that if something did happen, you wouldn't be prepared. You'd be one of those people that would be to where you'd be asking for help quite a bit. And you know how we all are. It's not only that we all don't like to ask for directions or help or what it is, but this creates it to where you have that covered. And again, you're not going to be the only one left here on Earth with your barricade or your underground fortress of whatever it is you got going on down there. And God forbid that happen, right? And you're down there and the rest of the world up here is dying because you took all the food or all the water or all that's what's left. That don't make sense. What makes sense is us working together as a team. There's no I and we, and when we say success, we say it only comes in front of work in the dictionary. So it does take work to pack these, and packing them here inside Arizona, the great state of Arizona, and creating jobs is another part of it, and then giving 30% of what these create to leukemia kids with leukemia, or children or adults, or human life, and cancer, and from breast cancer all the way down to children eating and needing food, or even human life somewhere where there's no food. You can drive around all day long and go to your work and see and look and not do nothing about it. By all means, I'm not forcing you to, but this concept is for all of us to kind of take that preconceived notion again out of your head that says we aren't doing nothing about it. It's for you, and it's for me, and it's for everybody. And you might not like everybody, I guess. I don't know what it is that you got some hatreds or something you got to work on. You might want to call Dr. Phil. And you need to understand that your life is equal to their life, whether you're rich or poor, or whether you've got a 9-to-5 job, you've been working at it for 15 years. We're all equal. Your religion is your religion, his religion is his religion, or whatnot. And where he lives is different than where you live. Well, working hard is something that I was raised with, and working for what it is you got, and every day going towards your attainment of your goals, and searching for the one thing that most of us sit on the couch and watch every day. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Believe me, sitting down with your lady or with your wife or your family and watching a movie is fabulous. I remember doing it. However, when it comes down to moving and making action and making some waves, now we're talking about what it takes to get your mindset back up to par. And you know, if your mindset is still stuck in the back and saying that women aren't created equal, well, you're wrong. They are. They deserve the same things we deserve. They're not ahead of us in some way, and we're not behind them in some way, unless obviously you're walking with them, or your wife or your significant other. And so, on my notion, that's the way I feel about it. And you know, you don't have to take my advice. You don't have to take what I feel as my opinion. It is to where that's the way that I run my life, and the main reason why is because I just don't like the negativity when it comes down to saying that you know, women can't do what men can do, and men can't do what women can do. Well, we all are different in our own special way. We all know that, and you are too. And you're a very beautiful person and a very beautiful life you have. And I want to just give you the opportunity to save it in the event something happens. In the event a hurricane comes in this year. In the event a tornado comes and lifts your Uncle Bob's or Joe's you know, trailer off the ground. You know, he can grab that and go down in his little cellar or something, and then let that thing pass and not have to worry about it. It's insured, but he's at least got something for a few days. And you know, it's something that you need to get out of your head when it comes down to not helping out. You know, you could start by just helping yourself and your family, like the airplane thing when you're going in an airplane and it says it's going to go down. You know, people do survive and people do make it. And so you know, at this point right now, I want you to understand that, you know, I'm thankful for my life. Believe me, I've seen it flash before my eyes. I've seen my best friend pass before my eyes, and I've had a few best friends pass in the past few years, and they're up there in heaven watching and all that great stuff. And you know, it can take 1 second, and your life changes, and that's how quick it happened to me. I can tell you this from experience, and you know, you're not sure if you're going to be here tomorrow. You're not sure if your children are going to be okay. You're not sure if your mother's going to be there tomorrow. You know, you want to say yes, we all do, but the preconceived notion inside your head that says that you are and you've done nothing about it is premature, if you will, and it's pretty selfish. So let's just throw that aside and get to the point to where you can make a decision. You got up this morning, you brushed your teeth, you made a decision. You looked in the mirror, you made a decision. You got some clothes on, you made a decision. Make the decision on a yes, saying that I do want to survive. I want my family to survive. I want my children to survive. And when you get the bucket, you teach them to say that where's the bucket at? At all times, they should know where it's at, in the house or in the event of an emergency. And whether it be inside their trunk or whether it be inside someone's safe spot inside their home. It doesn't matter once you got the bucket. You fill the bucket up, and these go inside refrigerators. You can put these in there if you got insulin or your medical stuff in there. You can open it, pop it, and put it in there, so that way it's in there. We can send you the USB thing too as well, so that way you got all your pictures in there too, so they're safe. And you know, that way you don't have to worry about grabbing all those pictures off the wall and try to run back in a burning house that's burning down and say that you got artifacts in there that are priceless. We all do, but you're the most priceless artifact in there, or if you will, thing human life is. And you know, even if you got cats and dogs and birds and animals, you know, do you have something in the event something happens inside there? No. Well, you can put that in here as well, or order us to put it in there, or put it on your order on the content, and go from there. And so, you know, I'm just making the video for you to get a better understanding of how I perceive it. And, you know, I want you to understand that that's how thankful I am for you to watch the video and thankful for you to place your order. I'm going to be going through today a lot of them and seeing what's on there after I upload this video. And so, thank your mother, thank your father, tell them you love them, tell them you love your brothers and sisters and your friends that you have and your closest people that you associate with every day. And thank the dirt that you're walking on and the great sun that's above your head, and that you can breathe and you got eyes and you got 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. You know, these are things that matter and things that you need to say thank you for them and go from there. So know this and be this, and that's my phone going off, by the way, so no worries. At the end of the day, you know, take the time to thank the ground that you walk on for our freedom, for the military, the Marines, the U.S. Army. Thank that freedom of that Constitution that we guard so well, of the freedom of speech, the freedom to do this. I know I do. And do what it takes every day. Whoever told you you couldn't, they lied to you. You can. Whoever told you you weren't pretty, they lied to you too. You are. And whoever told you you weren't worth it, they lied to you too. You're worth it. And whoever said you can't get up and go after your dream, they lied to you too. You can. You can get up, take that very first step. It might be the hardest step, but don't write down what it takes to do all your dreams, because you'll never get there. You'll never get there if you figure out, like, you have to do all this stuff. I could tell you enormous stuff I've had to do to get where I'm at today, and how many things I've had to do to get there. You know, at one moment you might think you're that person over there, the next moment you're over here, and now you're holding the bucket, you know, a survival bucket for everybody in the world. And so you just never know. And you're building a positive posting site. You know, life's crazy, and so is your dreams. But they do deserve to come about, and you deserve the opportunity to go after them. So no matter what it is, if it's for the greater good, and you want to contribute to it, and that's your purpose, that's what you have a passion for, you have a deep passion for life, and you get all juiced up over it, talking about it, then do it. Don't waste your time sitting there on that couch getting that clicker going, or getting your VCR tape out and putting it in there, or playing that Xbox game. Not that it's not bad, you know. I'm saying that your time, ROT, return on your time, is worth so much more, and you are worth so much more. So take the time today to understand what it is that I'm saying to you, because this is a precious moment of your life. If you've gotten to this point in this video, and you've seen the other ones, and you've seen me explain things to you, well, you're still contemplating your choice. And you might be contemplating it because you're selfish and you want to try to build your own, right? And that's like me trying to be a CPA, or me trying to go be a tax attorney in some way, or whatever you want to call it. You know, at the end of the day, it comes down to where it's not about all that. It's not about any of that. It's about just making a choice. The same choice you made to get up today and live your life, the same choice you make when you go down the road and you're trusting that person across that yellow line not to cross it. You know, you're making choices constant in your head. And this choice is about your family, about your love for your family, the love that you have for yourself, and the love that you have for this country, and the love that you have for giving life an opportunity. Human life, your life, all human life, 7.5 billion plus. And so, you know, we can take what we want off the TV or these videos and what I've said and all the other ones, and, you know, you might be able to say that I'm saying it this way or that way. You know, I'm not the survival guy that walks through here and see if I don't have nothing, how I can survive. They got videos for that. This is in the event of a catastrophe, an emergency, in the event you have one of those things like you went down the road and you don't have a spare tire and you blew a tire. I mean, it happens. And, you know, when it comes down to anything else, whether it be that you want to judge something, I don't think we have the right to judge. Try withholding it and seeing what happens. Withhold judgment until you know the facts or the truth, or what it is true and correct. I believe only our Maker has the right to judge us, and we all have faults. I've explained a few of mine, you know, and I'm not perfect. This is a video on my laptop. That's an actual blue sky, and yeah, I'm laughing about it because, you know, some people look at videos like, oh, is that real? It's real. It's as real as everything from this bucket to your life needing this bucket, and from you looking at this video, understanding that without this bucket, you're going down the road with 3 tires. Okay, or you're going down the road with no steering wheel. And you know, you need to just think for a minute clearly and understand what it is that I'm trying to get you to do, or not even trying to get you to do. You don't have to even pay for the bucket when you get on there. Just put your name on the list saying I want it, put a return contact number on there, and I'll give you a call back, or I'll give you an email, shoot you back, and we'll go from there. It's not a matter of money when it comes down to your life. You're worth a lot more than that. It comes down to the actual point of making the decision, saying that you've made that decision for your family and your family's family and all the people that you love. And knowing that is, again, that's a comfort. That's the tranquility that you hear here. There's nothing around me. There's just all life. All beautiful life is around me right now. This is where I like to be, and where I like to clearly think of my thoughts. And right now I'm thinking of you guys because I love y'all, and love this country, love the U.S. military, and I love my freedom. And at the end of the day, they're all made in the USA, all packed here, and they're going to be made here in Arizona and shipped out of here. And you know, we can ship them anywhere in the world, whether we get a pallet ready for when something does happen. We can get them shipped over to certain areas, and we don't always have to rely on our government to support us, if you will. You have enough knowledge and you're intelligent enough to push that clicker or the click button on your mouse or your your tablet, push it on there and just order it, and it take you 15 minutes and you're done, and you built that certainty, and I'll put you on that list, and I'll give you a call as soon as I can, or an email, shoot you an email back. But that way you know it's on its way. It's happening. Positive Posting website is bambampost.com. It is straight up positive posting, and it is to get you influenced and get you up and running, and whether it is to motivate you to get your momentum up, that's what it's about. Okay, life's about having someone that you can get moved from, someone that moved you from where you were at to where you got to go. And whether it is a decision, decide, deliver, do, and be very direct with it, because what your dreams are matter, and what your dreams want you to do is make the decision that you're going to follow them for the greater good of life, for the greater good of the contribution to this world. I know you all got something in there that you want to do, and we have the ability to do it, and so do you. And if you don't, get creative. I know I have, and a lot of people have. So the bucket's pretty light, by the way. I think I had my grandson carry it, and he's only 5 years old. He carried this. It was pretty light, and same with my granddaughter, which she's only 2, and she carried it. So these are things that matter, because at the end of the day, you don't know where you're going to be when you do have an emergency. You don't know how things are going to happen exactly, but to train those kids or children in the event that something does happen, they know what to do, because it's a constant form of it. Whether you do it every week when you get the bucket, every month that you let them know that this is something that they have to know, because our futures are undetermined and we're not promised tomorrow. And if you think you are, you need to go to church or something on Sunday and read that book that says give. Main word that's used in that book. Give yourself to the point to where you can love everybody and love human life, and you'll understand what I'm talking about, because it's really important to me to get you to know that. And at the end of the day, you don't want to see your family starve or not have water or not have milk. Like if you were having a baby and you needed infant milk for your baby or baby food, and the baby's not even 1 year old, how would you feel? If you just would have took 15 minutes and ordered it, and we prepackaged it for you, and you have that in the event something happens. Or your neighbor had a baby and you have the stuff in here because you ordered it for you, and it didn't happen. Nothing happened at that time. And like I said, these are packed to where they can stay inside your refrigerator, or if you wanted to put insulin or medical stuff in there, you can. All that stuff matters, and when it happens, you have no other choice other than to make it, and that's where it comes from. So, my name's Dave Bissell. I'm the CEO, founder, creator of KissABC.com. Keep it simple, survival. Always be creating destiny every single day. And Bam Bam Post as well is connected to it. 30% of all proceeds go towards the donation sites you see on there, or the organizations for human life, and to create better dreams for children or for adults, and help them pay for those things. And I'll always make it that way. It doesn't matter how big it gets, or how worldwide we get with this, or how many times we save lives. That's the concept, is to save lives. So it's a form of continuation, and I like 3. The number's great. So live your life, live it to the fullest every single day. Get up off that couch, put down your clicker, and call your mother, call your brother, call your sisters, call your nieces and nephews, call anyone, and just tell them you love them, for God's sake. And at the end of the day, smile to the person that's next to you and hug them, or give them a kiss, or do whatever you got to do to show your love. Give your love away and see what happens. And then at the end of the day, look in the mirror and say you did a great job. No one's going to hurt you, I promise that. No one's going to take your birthday away. And if you're afraid of that, send me an email. I'll help you out. And if you need that help, call Dr. Phil up. He'll take you in, and he'll work with you. If you need that help to get funded on something, make that call. Do that. Don't waste your time thinking that you can't, or that you're not accepted. Do that thing that says that's greater good, that's for the greater good, and contributing towards the world and human life in general. And don't take no for an answer. Don't take failure as an option, and don't take the if, ands, and buts and can'ts when it comes down to people telling you that you're unable to do that stuff. I'm telling you you can. I'm telling you you will, and I'm telling you every single day. Get up and do it. Don't waste your time wasting it with other people that are wasting their time on this planet. I'm telling you, you're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised minutes after I even close this video out. And we're not promised anything other than the fact that sun will come up regardless. And if you're above ground, you should be happy, extraordinarily happy. So when someone says, how are you? You say extraordinarily happy. I mean, how else would you be if you're not above ground? You can be angry, mad, have all that hatred when you're down below there, when you want to say you want to take everything with you in that U-Haul or that bunker, you know, God forbid you're getting your bunker in a whole tidal wave worth of dirt, you know, 100 yards or 100 feet tall worth of dirt tidal wave comes over because the ground shifted or whatever it is, and now you're the only one in the bunker and no one's even going to know it. And so the thought process isn't to stay below ground, you know, by any means. We have the greatest country in the world. That's the highest protected one out of all of them, out of 218 of them. We have the best military in the world. And I believe that we are protected like you wouldn't, like I can't even imagine. And so now it's time to protect your family. And what I mean on that is take the time today, slow it down, and know that you're loved, and know that you're a beautiful person. And I want to see you be more beautiful by ordering the bucket and taking the time, saying that you're that guy, you're that person that's going to take the time to order the bucket. And again, you won't pay for it until I get it packed and ready to ship to you, and then we'll talk to you about getting that handled. So unless you want to do that ahead of time, so we can make that happen. But at the end of the day, it's all about just getting on a list of saying that that's what you're going to be doing. And so take it from me, take it from anyone else. You don't have to if you don't want to. You know, I think you're a beautiful person. I think that you're great, and I think that you're grand, and I think you're smart enough and intelligent to understand what this video is about. And so, you know, get yourself a bucket, and that way you can have your children safe, and you can have your family saved, and what it is that you're trying to impose onto them. Whether it is that you live your life every single day to the fullest, because I know I do, and or at least try to, or make those great grand gestures to those people and move forward. So take it from me, and God bless you, and have a great day, okay? Because I know I am, okay?